Hmm. Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'll be your ex-ho. And today's episode has my good friend Ken Hamlett. So sit back, relax, enjoy the podcast, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe. How you doing?
Good, good. A
Good?
little
All right.
tired, but I'm good.
The thing I want to change something this episode. So my episodes are starting out too boring, so we need something good right up top. But I have not figured that part out yet. So we got to be hella charming in the beginning.
Charming, not ooze charming. What do you mean gotta be? That's
I
like
know, I know. So I was thinking earlier, about that time when we did that show in Vancouver where we got really drunk and then they were doing karaoke after the show. And how when I came out of the bathroom, not only were you just wailing the karaoke, but you were surrounded by women. You had this like circle of women around you.
yeah,
Is it like that everywhere you go, Ken?
pretty much, just like snail trails all around all the time.
Oh,
No, it's not. It's only when I'm being like super charismatic. I don't maybe I think that I've had like a long history of like not I was just having this conversation with a friend where I was like, I grew up unattractive, so I still view myself as like fairly unattractive. And I think now I'm starting to realize that, especially in my middle age, that like am I middle aged? I'm 32. Am I middle aged
no,
now?
no.
Okay, I'm young still.
Yeah.
um, as I'm getting older, like middle aged women though love me, and that's like the people that are at like karaoke bars. That's the
Right.
people that come to comedy shows.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely with the middle aged women, which is also, since we're talking about sex and being open, one of my favorite Pornhub categories, MILFs. So
Oh, is
I'm
it
for it.
really?
Absolutely. Since forever.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that a lot of people think because we're like best friends that there's like some sex thing between us, and there's not at all. At least
At
I
least
don't
not
think.
that you know, right?
So it's kind of funny because people are always teasing me about it. And it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I find you attractive, but just I don't look at you that way.
Yeah. I feel
I
like we've
see
just been
other
like
women, I
really
see
good
other women
friends.
look at you that way, but yeah, so that's just kind of funny. I just wanted to put that out there right away.
Like
There's no
let me get ahead of the rumors.
there's no sexual chemistry between the two of us at all. So
I just don't think we've tried hard enough. That's
okay. So we're going to be talking about sex today, and I like to kind of start out by I I like the psychology behind things, and I know you understand all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like to take people back to their childhood a little bit, just because it's me. I want to try and figure out what makes you tick and how you got to be who you are. Um, and I know that your father is like a pastor, a minister, something like that, right?
yep.
And your parents are still together,
Yeah,
correct?
for sure they're still together.
Yeah. So, were they like affectionate physically with each other at all? Not at all.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They would like smooch, but like nothing like that, none of that lovey-dovey.
Okay. So they weren't like open about sex at all.
No. Like we didn't even have like the birds and the bees talk, none of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Sex
never?
scenes on TV would get like awkward in the house. Like if it happened in a movie that we're watching, it would just be like, well, what's happening right now?
Huh. Were they like affectionate with you guys, like with hugs and stuff like that?
No, my dad is like super. He's like a tough dude. Like he's like a man's man, right? The quintessential man's man. You come home, you drink a beer on your chair because you can't sit on the couch with the rest of the family. um, except for it wasn't a beer; it was like a pint of Hennessy or a fifth, depending on the night. But yeah, my dad was like a man's man, never super lovey-dovey, touchy type. My mom would hug on us and stuff, but not a ton, like not a
Mm-hmm.
ton of time. It was I don't know. I considered it to be normal, but now I'm like super lovey with my son and like kiss him on the face and everything all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely not. Definitely wasn't that same energy. There was my mom was a little bit more like that than my dad was. My dad definitely
Right. Okay. That's kind of what I figured because I know that it seems to me like your dad didn't come see your comedy and stuff because yeah, he
yeah.
has though now.
He came to one show that was at a church because he's super
Right.
churchy, so he's like I'm not coming out there and being around all those demons.
Okay. So, okay. Would you say that would you call that repressed? Did you
Mm,
feel
I wouldn't say repressed. I would definitely say I don't know. I kind of like just know it is what it is.
okay?
That for me, it's like that. He's just like a man's man. So like most guys that are of that age are like they're not loving on their kids and not gonna uh not gonna hug and shit. All that
Okay.
soft shit make kids
um,
soft.
okay. So then I like to ask about I call it like your first sexual awakening. So like the first time when you were a kid that you started to realize, hey, wait a minute, there's like something going on in this world that I didn't know about, but I'm starting to figure out. Do you kind of remember what that was?
Yes, I remember. I was molested by one of my like classmates.
Oh, how old were
What a
you?
weird. What a oh man, we were young, like stupid young, like second grade or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It might have been younger than that. I think it might have been first grade actually, Donovan's class. But I don't know. I was like a little hornball, anyways. Like I can't even remember how long. Like I started puberty like really young. I started puberty in like the third grade. I had like hair on my nuts when I was like in elementary school.
Uh,
So but it was like first grade or second grade, one of the two of those. This one of the students, like one of my classmates, she I was underneath the table and she had like a crush on me. So she comes underneath the table, right? And I'm like, oh, you can't really be in here. Like, this is my space. Like, just being like a boy, being like, no,
mm-hmm.
this is my space. And she was like, no, I want to be in here with you. And then she like comes like close to me. And then she like just grabs my nuts and my dick.
Wow.
Like full on grabs a hold of them. And it was now that I'm talking about it, because I haven't talked about this in so long. That was a good question, Siri. I just remember my body like waking up, like, whoa, what the fuck was that?
Huh.
Yeah.
And that was it? Like it just stopped there?
Oh no, she just like continued like for the
Oh,
rest of the time, like the whole rest of the year after that moment. Because I'm pretty sure I got fucking like sorry, I don't know how am I supposed to cuss or
you
not.
can say whatever you want, obviously.
But I got like bricked up hardcore, and I think she got a kick out of that. So then she just started like fondling me all of the time. And then my music teacher caught her like fondling me. And then they were like, "What the heck are you guys doing?" I was like, "I don't know. She just does this." But I obviously was like into it. But I'm like, I didn't ask her to do this. I promise.
All
And
right.
I guess she was doing it to like multiple students because they had like questioned her and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, she told everybody." And then it like came out that she got like molested, so that's the reason why she's like molesting other people. Kind of a weird, sad story to come into my sexual awakening.
Right. Right. Well, like, because that is really young for a girl to be doing that. So yeah, you figure somebody had to have shown her that because, like, in contrast, like when I'm like 10 years old, which is a couple of years after that, we were
Yeah.
all like at a slumber party. And we're like, someone tells us about it, what sex was like. And we're like, well, my parents did it 3 times. Like, like we really thought that that's all our parents, because ew, we didn't know. I didn't know shit at her age.
Yeah, for sure. That was definitely my awakening. And then after that, then you're playing like doctors and nurses and stuff like that. And it's like, what the heck? Like we're little kids touching on each other. It's so weird.
I know. Um, did you have any celebrity crushes when you were a kid?
Oh, still do to this day. Uh Megan Good, she's so fucking
Who's
hot.
who is that?
She's like played in a bunch of movies. She's you know how I am. I only know it's gonna be all black
I
actresses.
know.
Megan Good. She played in a bunch of movies. She was like in some UPN stuff as well when I was growing up. And then Alicia Keys. Oh God, I had the hugest crush. I still do. Um, man, who else when I was little? I can't. Those are like the two that I remember the most. Oh, there were some other actresses on like UPN because I grew up watching like a lot of Girlfriends and stuff like that. I can't remember her name, but if you ever go and watch like pull up like the lineup of Girlfriends, it was like the light skinned one that was like weird and like witchy. Loved her. Was in love with her. I would watch that show every week just to sit and wait for her to come across the TV screen. Like super in love with her. Loved her.
I can tell you're using a lot of enthusiasm to describe that. Okay, what is your definition of amazing sex?
Ooh, amazing sex. Okay, so first, amazing sex. Fellas, you gotta munch on the cat. You gotta go down. You gotta go south of the border. Start there, right? Because that's just the best way to start. And then after your head is squeezed with their thighs to the point where like your eyes are about to pop, then it's time to, move your way up and definitely gotta be, I'm talking like the whole bed's gotta be wet, it's gotta be destroyed. Uh we can also come together, but that's not necessary completely. But she's definitely gotta come a bunch. It's gotta be a mess. Like we're talking mess, like you gotta sleep on the ground. And then uh it's definitely gotta be unprotected. I'm no rubbers, no protection. You got to shoot up the club for sure. It's got to end that way. And what time limit? I don't know, cause there's when I was younger, like it would take like an hour and a half. And that's like too long now. Like I do not want one session to last an hour and a half. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Now time limit is like, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes, move like 30, 40. That's a good amount of time. Then we can decide, have a discussion afterwards if we're going to go around. Gotta be responsible.
Um, do you find that like I guess the longer you are married, do you have sex less often? Or are you still
Oh,
having it as often?
absolutely less often. No. I was hoodwinked. I was bamboozled. I was tricked with all of the tricks in the book. And now it's like, what happened to that person? We were screwing 73 times a week. Now it's like really hard because we have a kid. And
Right.
so yeah, so like he for the longest, like he slept in our bed. So then it's just like can't really, I'm not the type to traumatize my kid. You can't really do it while they're in the bed with you. But now he sleeps in his own bed. So like numbers are going up. We're on the
Okay.
up and up. Comeback year for us.
How old is he now?
He just turned 5 actually. Like what is it, the 16th? So 4 days ago.
Wow. That's cool. I'm glad you're a dad. I mean,
Me
I think
too.
it's good for you. Uh, okay, you mentioned like MILFs being your one of your porn categories. What are some others?
Ooh, man, all right. I'm just walking in my truth. Upskirts. I don't know. I was a little pervert. I was a kid. So that was my thing, and it's like stuck around. That would be one that I would watch all the time. What else? I don't watch like a ton of porn anymore. I'm trying not to. But definitely most. There was you know what else? This after because I've done a lot of sex club shows and I
Right.
fucking dig it. It's dope as hell. The people that are like poly and in that whole sex club scene,
Mm-hmm.
that type of shit. Like I like if my wife was cool with it, I would fuck somebody's wife. Like that's a category that I'm with. I like that shit. That's cool as fuck. I can't fuck my wife, but I would fuck somebody else's wife for sure.
Is she? How do I say that? Like you would do? Is she more reserved than you are sexually? I guess, is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, somewhat, because I would like fucking public. Like that shit would get me off. I like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think she would. I don't think she would now. We definitely have fucked in public before, like not with a crowd, but like just pull over
Right.
on the side side of the road and just like, all right, let's fuck over here real quick.
First time I suggested that to Dave, he looked at me like I had lost my mind. Like, there's no way in hell.
Nah,
Uh,
definitely. We've done that. Like we've like fucked in parks. There was one time when we fucked in a park during the daytime, like in the car. That
really.
was a that was pretty hot. There's people around. I don't know. I like a crowd. I don't mind it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not? Do you have any other, not necessarily with her, but just in general, any other interesting places where you've had sex?
I think like just oh, you know what? I did have sex, not sex. I got head at a party. Like there's like a full-fledged party going on in the living room and stuff. And then I got head in the kitchen while this party was going. That was pretty. That was pretty dope.
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. And then there was another time where this is like when we broke up in college. I like screwed this chick in a frat house bathroom. That was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Gross, but like exciting because there's people around.
Right. So you have a bit of an exhibitionist in you.
Oh, for sure. That's when you ask the other. That would be one of the other categories that I would be like looking up for sure. Like exhibitionism. That's fucking I don't understand when that doesn't make people get. That's exciting. You know, are you an exhibitionist? You know? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I was like, look at how I dress, how I
Yeah, yeah.
talk.
You definitely got your titties up front and
Yeah.
center every time.
Yeah. I wonder if that's common among performers. I bet it kind of is.
That's interesting. It probably is because we all like standing up in front of crowds, anyways.
Uh-huh.
I
We're
don't
all
know.
just one step away from pulling our dicks out. I'm going to start asking people that on this show now. Like, is that a thing? I'm
That
going to
makes
find
sense. Dude, it is. Think about Louis C.K. We're just all
right.
one step away from Louis C.K.
Oh, well, okay. That's interesting. Now we know something about ourselves. Um, I have done stuff like pulled stuff out of my bra from stage,
Mm.
trying to be funny. And it's like, I'm not above flashing a titty, except I know I would
Hey,
get fired.
you should do some sex clubs then. Yeah, you can pull a titty out there and it'd be fine.
Right, right. I'll make a note of that. I did one sex club, but I don't think they wanted to see it for some reason, so I don't know.
Yeah, you should
Hmm.
have just pulled the titty out. That was your moment. That was your chance to pull the titty out
Yeah.
and just.
Well, I did it at, I know you've heard this story. I did it at the comedian camp out. Yeah. Except I pulled them both out.
Pull
I was
both
trying
titties out?
I was trying to show how if you're old and have saggy boobs, how you flash your boobs like at Mardi Gras. You don't pull your shirt up like this. You pull your titties out like that. So you got the bra underneath them.
Ah. So you're like, fuck it, pull the titties out. Or just
I don't know why I did that, but that's oh well. Um,
the alcohol whispered it in your ear and told you to do it. So,
yeah, for sure. And Andy Vargo is a horrible bartender. He overpours. So, um, do you remember like any mainstream movies? And of course, probably you probably weren't watching these with your parents, but any like sex scene and just like a regular movie that just really caught your attention and you kind of always remembered it?
mm, next scene from a mainstream movie. There was so what's the movie where Holly Berry is topless?
Monsters Ball, maybe?
Yeah, Monster Ball. Because there was like some sex scenes in that. Holly Berry was just hot at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
She still is
You're,
hot.
you're, you're not the first person who has listed that as their erotic sex scene on this show.
Yeah,
So,
I would say that for sure. And then Don't Be a Menace. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
uh-uh.
There's a sex scene in that where he's like, it's just a wild. It's comedy, but the chick is like hot. I like her, but he like melts government cheese. So dumb, but that scene stood out to me. Like that was the first time I seen like food used in the bedroom. I was like, this is silly, but that could be something.
I'm gonna go get me some government cheese. Get down.
For sure.
Do you have any sexual regrets?
Ooh. You know what? My biggest regret. I wish I would have lost my virginity younger. I held on to that bitch like it was the golden ticket. Like I I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 19, but I had several chances to before then. Like there was this girl that I was dating, like air quotes. Uh, and I remember it was my senior year for sure. This was one instance where I'm like, man, I wish I would have just done it then to get it over with. But she had me come over. This is my first time like coming over to a girl's house to like hang out, and her parents weren't there. And I was like, why are your parents not here and just letting me come over by myself? Like this is odd. And then so she's like, do you want to watch a movie? And this is me being young, dumb me. It was like, yeah, let's watch a movie. So then we go upstairs. I'm thinking we're gonna watch this movie downstairs in the living room. We go upstairs to her room. She closes the door. And in my house, it's like you can't close the door. Period. Definitely not with no other like a girl in the room. Crazy.
Mm.
So she closes the door. We're in the house by ourselves. And then she like gets naked, like takes her like panties off, bottoms off, and then puts on other clothes, like some shorts or something like that, like pajama shorts. And I choose the dumb. I watched 30 Days a Night, which is a vampire movie, and she fell asleep. And I sat there and watched this movie, pumped to watch this movie, and she clearly just wanted to fuck.
Oh,
She didn't like make a move, but like getting naked in front of me was like the move to be like,
right.
we're going to fuck. And me being dumb and like super Christian boy was like, I don't feel right. And I made no moves. I didn't even kiss her that day. That was like one where I was like, man, I wish I would have just did it and got it over with. Then it wouldn't have been so weird like later. Like I wouldn't have made sex weird.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that
when you
was
did so when you did lose your virginity, what was it what made you decide that that was the time you were going to do it?
Just being like tired of being weird about being a virgin. Honestly, it was like a thing where I was like, bro, you're not going to like this whole fairy tale. Both of you guys are gonna be a virgin and get married, and it's gonna be the first time it's magical. Like, oh, that shit don't exist. And I was just like, fuck it. Yeah, that was.
Then once you did it, were you like a fiend for it, or
Oh, absolutely, because I used to beat off like 27 times a day. Uh, I even I'm trying to think back now at that point. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
do you ever masturbate so much that you like had injuries? You know, like
Yeah,
a sore spot or something.
for sure. I would like I eat like I have like very high testosterone, so like I'm constantly horny and I have to beat off like all the time. Like it's just a part of the week. I'm like, all right, I gotta beat off 17 times this week just so I can function in life.
Are you still like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Even this is I told one of my friends this and I tweeted about it kind of like but like on long rides home from comedy, like if I got like a 4 or 5 hour ride home, I'll just beat off while I'm driving. Sometimes. I'm like, I got some time by myself. Just get this out of my system.
I know, but then don't you get sleepy afterwards?
Oh, it keeps me up.
Oh, really? Literally. Keeps you up. Uh, okay. I'm getting to the end of the questions. You can start thinking in the back of your head if there's like any stories that you just want to tell me. But do you have any like boundaries, like things that there's no way you're ever going to do it?
Yes. Butthole stuff. Don't touch my butt. Don't get near my butt. Don't ask to lick my butt. Uh, the butt is my safe place. That is my
So is
no
that
zone.
just for your butt or all butts?
No, I'll touch butts. I'll eat butt. I'll do all the butt stuff. Just don't touch mine. Like I don't want my butt touched. I don't even like the outside of my butt being touched because it's too close to the butthole.
Okay.
I started like venture. I like my you can lick my gooch, but like don't lick my butthole.
What's a gooch?
That's like underneath your balls, like between your balls and your
Like
butthole.
your taint?
Tank, yeah, tank.
Okay, same thing. Okay, now I know. Now I know. Do you have anything on your
Wait,
sexual?
are
What?
you just going for guys' buttholes? Is that your thing? You're just going putting a finger in the butthole?
Well, I don't. No. Now, if I talk about this, my husband will like it, but I told him not to watch the show, so he would be totally into it, right? But my fingernails are too long. I don't
Mm,
want to like injure him.
can't scratch the
So,
prostate.
but we have butt plugs and stuff, but we've never used them. We bring them with us on vacation. And then we
Mm.
always just, because it's like, here's the deal with butts. And I'll tell you this. I don't mind. I would eat my husband's ass. I would lick it. I would do whatever he wanted me to do to it. But it's the position that he would have to get into in
Oh,
order for that to happen that just totally turns me off. Like, legs up in the air, bit or like just no. I just no. I don't want to see him like that. So
yeah, you don't want him with his ass tooted up.
no, I don't. So that just so he's missing out on some action he would like to have. Maybe I could figure out some other, but no,
Yeah,
because in my head I see him on his back with his legs bent and up like he's getting ready to give birth or something. It's like gross, no way. So
yeah.
oh, he would die if he knew I was saying that right now. My poor husband, he's not as free and open as I am.
That's how Lauren is. She would not not want to talk about that. I think she would be into that. She wants to be like in control. I hate that shit. I'm like, no. I mean, that's the other thing. I don't like being like I don't like if you try to dominate me in the bedroom. That's like, ugh. That's a quick turn off. I
That's
know.
funny because that's how I always was. That's how I always used to
Dominating
be.
people.
But then he just came in and was like, nope, I'm the boss.
Yeah, I like that. I like choking, like fucking slam you down and
Really? Do
stuff.
you really?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my
Does
shit. I
she
like
like
that.
it?
Yeah, we had to find that out together. You know, you start choking somebody, you gotta ask before you choke somebody. You can't just you can't just whip that out of the
Right.
closet and just randomly choke somebody. You ruin the whole moment and scare them. So
I thought this was just something that male open micers talked about and thought women liked.
choking people?
Hmm.
You don't like being choked?
I like to see somebody try. Fuck no.
I like it. It's like a fucking. It's like a control. I think it is a control thing for me for sure. But I just like that. You just choking somebody. That shit is fucking hot.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe I'm an open micer at heart.
Well, no, I just didn't really think it was a real thing. Like, anyway. All right. Do you have a sexual bucket list or have you tried everything you already wanted to try?
No, I want to have a threesome. My wife has like offered for like my 30th birthday, and then also some other. I don't remember some. It was like another birthday. I think this last birthday, and I just keep saying no because I'm like, nah. I know that that's not going to end well. So because she starts making up rules, and it was like we
Right.
got really. It was like real serious conversation this year, where she was like, "Well, we'll try it, and but you can't. You got to use a condom." And I was like, I'm out. I don't want to. That
Did
makes
she
sense. The rules
did
are there for a
she
reason.
did she have people suggest it for you, or were you going to find someone that you guys didn't know?
No, yeah, we will find somebody that we don't know. We were looking at like she downloaded like a dating app and just like made a profile and shit. Like we were just concept like really, and I was just like, I don't think this is gonna be a good idea. Like
Yeah,
it'll end terrible.
but you still hold out. There might just something that like organically happens.
Yeah, I don't know now because neither of us. I don't drink anymore. She doesn't drink. It'll be tough. Like a like a threesome to just organically happen as you're
That's
sober.
that's true. That's true. It does take an element of danger and excitement out of life, though, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then what else? I wanna if we ever get a divorce, I'm sleeping with a like I just wanna screw uh it's like fetish level a little bit. Not even gonna lie. Little like hot. I don't know. You're not supposed to say midget anymore, I don't think. Little people.
Yeah, little people, I guess. Sometimes they, I don't know. I don't want to say they, like, yeah, I don't know anything. I'll keep my mouth shut on that. That's interesting. I know you like all the ass. I know that much.
Yeah, for sure. That's a whole lot of ass.
I'm a horrible person because I have a phobia.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why have I not known that?
I don't know. I think maybe you did. I don't know. But no, like people send me pictures of dancing all the time and stuff just to freak me out.
Oh man, I'm gonna start sending you just random texts.
No, like, oh, look, someone sent me a video. And I'm like, like, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. But it's
I'm
not
just
like
gonna
a,
send you porn all the time now.
yeah, uh, I, I, you know, I know that's a horrible thing to admit. They're people. Like, how do you have a phobia of a people? That's like some kind of, that's a horrible thing to be. And now people are going to like cancel culture me because I said that, but I can't
No,
help
that's
that
out of your control. Yeah.
visceral reaction. I swear to God, this has happened 3 times in my life. I had a joke that I was going to do, just a dumb little one liner thing. And the 3 times I've decided to try it, 3 different have shown up to the show where I was. Every time I go, like, I'm just going to try that joke. And then, like, all of a sudden, there's a there. It happens every time.
I have an experience similar to that. I don't know if you remember, but I used to have a joke about and I did that joke, and there was this crowd. It was like in McMinnville, Oregon. Crowd, big old titties, no ass though. So it was weird. I was like, wow, how do you have all these titties with no ass? There's a midget. Like that shit crazy. But yeah, she was, and then she definitely was trying to fuck me. And I was like, I feel like I got to do this because it's on my bucket list. Like,
Did you do it? No.
no, I wish I would have though. There's not too many opportunities, you know what I mean? But,
Right. I know. That's weird. We might want to just eliminate this whole part of the interview. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
you can keep it in if you want, but you can take it out if you want to. Either way. Put this part behind the Patreon wall.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. I'm just looking to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I don't want to stop talking to you because I do love talking to you, and we never get to do it ever since you moved away, asshole.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's like one of the things that I miss the most is like just being able to hang out in the back of the comedy club together. Gosh.
talk shit and talk about our dreams and what we're working on and all that good stuff.
And just be drunk together. That's fun too.
Yeah, it is. It is. What is your Instagram handle? I'll put it under your face there.
The Instagram handle is Ken Hamlett at Ken Hamlett. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I'll double check before I put it in ink. I guess it's not ink. All right. Well, I'm just thinking, can I name this episode? That's terrible. Oh, my mom's always going, do you watch Little People, Big World? I'm like, no.
I'm gonna send you so many clips. I'm gonna enjoy cutting them up on my phone.
Okay, well, so anything big coming up that you want to tell me about while we're on here?
Yeah, I'm hosting for Nate Jackson, which is a mutual friend of ours, at both Zany's locations in Chicago this week. This man is
What's this
crazy.
week?
It's this next week. He's doing like Tuesday through Sunday. And they're all sold out, I believe, at this point.
Isn't that crazy?
They've been sold out for months. Like it's insane. So that's gonna be fun. And then I'm doing Chicago Theater with Nimesh Patel. And I've been going on the road with him a little bit. So it's been pretty dope. And he's Chicago Theater is like 3,000 seats. So it'll be my first time doing like a proper theater. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Those are like the things that I'm most excited about. And I also have my show, A Drunken Night Out, at like this theater out here in McHenry, Illinois. And the last time it was like packed. So I'm hoping to be the same.
All right, great. Well, I can't wait to see you next time I see you.
September, I'll be there. We're doing a Drunken Night Out together.
Yeah.
Come together.
What's the date on that? Do you remember?
The 17th.
That's what I thought. That's what I would have said. Okay, good. September 17th, you can see us together. This episode's gonna come out next week, so give us time to promote that. So I'm excited. I'm really glad to talk to you.
Anytime I get to work with you, I'm excited, Cheri. You're freaking my favorite person. I literally talk about you all the time. I talk shit about Chicago comedy all the time, and I'm like, my friends are way better than all these comics. You're always one of the first names that comes out of my mouth. So I've always been a huge fan. You're freaking hilarious. So,
I know. I like to brag about you. Oh, Ken, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. So, all right. Well, I love you. Have a good evening,
Thank you too.
and thanks for being here. All right, bye.